We're live, everyone. We have Clearwater the Taylor live too with us early. How you doing, Claire?
Hey, I'm good, thank you. How are you? How's your day been?
Good. I don't know about you, Claire, but I try to get all my errands done and all my work done before these lives, so I could just have fun with you guys. So it's like I'm always a little tired, but it's a good tired.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I just had some ice cream because obviously being in the UK, my dinner's already been and gone, so I had some ice cream and got nice and
Nice.
relaxed.
That's
Oh,
nice.
cool! You got two dolls now.
Yeah, I was gonna say that John. I think it's got to be John that sent me this. John. I don't know how to say
Yeah,
his
he
name.
sent them to everyone.
Yeah, because there was no
Instead,
return. Like it didn't have his name on there, but it had to be him. So
ah,
I do want to thank him. I'll do it a couple times throughout the night. And now Mini Chat has a little friend.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
Was he
So
called
thank you
Mr.
very much.
Bill?
Bye. So yeah, so Mini Chat has a friend now. Thanks a lot, John. Really appreciate it.
That's so
And we
exciting.
have the comment disappeared now, but we have Pete and Aaron in the chat so far, and we're early, so
Yeah.
that's good. Thanks.
Just to show everyone what's just in
Oh
early
yeah.
stages, I'm I'm painting a Jesus on a dinosaur. So
Oh
it's showing
nice.
up very well. But that's what it's going to become. I've already got it drawn out on my canvas. Um, because I don't know even who hey Joe, who asked for it in the first place, but I remember it being on some stream. It was in the comments, unless
Oh
Aaron
okay.
asked for it himself. But
I used to get a lot of requests too when I did starting to get back to it now, even though I just pretty much just doodle, but it's
yeah,
cool.
yeah, no, this wasn't one that I got personally. It was just I just remember seeing it in like either like sort of AA Ron said it or someone just said it in the comments. But
No,
then
it's
when you
cool.
were all doing your chadathon on Saturday, it came up in the comments again. So I was like, they were like, "Oh, is anyone there?" Because I think it was like an AI version that people were wanting. So I
Oh
was like,
okay.
"I'll paint one when when we do this
Right.
one."
Yeah, it doesn't have to be AI. I do it. Yeah, that's great.
Well, that's what I thought. I'm not that I'm against it, but it's sort of I try and be like us humans can still do these things too.
That's fun. Oh, I think I was buffering. It looks like it's a puppet show over here on my end with a new
Yeah.
doll. Yeah, it's
Yes,
funny.
Joe. Jesus on a dinosaur.
Yeah, creepy. John S. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Stostowski, is it? Gave it to
Yeah.
me. He's been
Or
getting,
was it?
and the only reason I can confirm that number, well, Claire said it too, but yeah, it seems like he's given a lot of the creators them. So I'm gonna put two and two together and say that's a John deal. So thank you again, John. I'll keep him in the background next to Mini Chad. I love it.
Yeah, that's so cool. I was like
Yeah,
when
it's always
so
nice to get a package and be like, it's not something I ordered.
yeah, that's so
Oh, sorry. Go
fun.
ahead.
No, no, no. I was just gonna say I like it when Marilyn says Scooby Doo ski.
Yeah, yeah. It's fun to make. Obviously he's okay with it. You
Yeah,
know,
exactly. Yeah, yeah.
because
When
it
other
is a hard
people
name.
will call with it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. Hey, Beachcomber. Hey, Creepy. Joe, Aaron, and Pete.
How are you feeling after Saturday?
I was tired Sunday, but I'm fine now.
Yeah,
Because it is, even though it wasn't the middle of the night, it was, yeah. But it was
it's
a
a
great
lot of
cause. It
hours.
was a lot of money raised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No,
Was
it was so good. Yeah, I caught up on the Sunday, so I stayed up as long as I could on the Saturday. Yeah, no, it was amazing.
absolutely, yeah, great cause.
Like you say, yeah, great cause,
Yeah,
and
we
also
figured,
having all those people connect within it. Like all the exes connect is was just so sort of joyful to be a part of, to watch. I don't know like how you guys all felt, but it was just so because I think sort of like there's so many people that you had on who obviously haven't done videos together. Like that moment
yep,
when Amy understood who Lara was just that kind of made the show for me, really.
absolutely. Yeah, I think my favorite part was
I don't
that when that private investigator, what was his name again? I forgot again.
Jeff.
He was saying about Jeff. Yeah, he was doing the reenactment about how it came about and the procedures and to the trip and
Yeah,
all the pre-planning. I'm like, wow, that's a lot of stuff went into that. That's great.
exactly. Yeah, like
You know,
you'd never think it would be such a operation as such,
right?
almost
Where
like
they had to,
military.
everything. I
Yeah,
wouldn't have thought
it's so
about,
bizarre that it even has to
taking the
be.
Uber and
Exactly. And all the sort of backup plans that he had and things.
right. He had the lawyer on standby and all kinds of people. Yep.
Oh, hey, creepy. Yes, I love Bob Ross too. He's very
Yeah.
old school, but very just teaches in such a fundamental way, I find, that anyone can understand. Oh, Chad, you're buffering.
Oh,
You're back? Yeah, you're back, you're fine.
it, last live I did,
Oh no.
it was buffering. Oh, again, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, like you just get good and then it goes again.
Oh, jeez. Hmm.
Beachcomber, I'm from London in the UK. Well, I'm living in London in the UK. I'm from Essex originally,
Nice.
but the north part of Essex, so I don't have a regular Essex accent as such, like a Towie accent.
Good question. Yeah, I'll start working on something too.
Yeah. Oh, you said that you missed my live before this. So it was just me doing a voiceover to one of my videos in my um, on my channel because I don't really have voiceovers for any of them. So I sort of thought it would be a good thing to do lives and kind of doing it in the moment, so then I don't have to worry about editing. And then that way, in my studio, when it gets kind of noisy, I can just do videos that are voiceless or soundless videos, and then I can then voice them over when I'm at home.
It's a good idea.
Oh, Beachcomber of Malden. I love Malden. It's sort of not far from where I was born. I'm from Harlow, if you know that. It's on the way to Stansted Airport.
And Lone Dinosaur, hopefully I don't break up again. Lone Dinosaur, yeah, that is Mr. Bill with little Chad. This house, John S. sent it to me. Just thanks. So thanks again, John. I'll have him always with him.
Yeah, I think it's so fun.
Yeah, that is.
At least it saves Marilyn having to do the mingy CHAD quite so
True.
soon.
Yeah, that's getting out of hand. I mean, I love it. If she does it, I'll put him next to him. But that's asking a lot.
So when she was saying it's going to be like the Russian dolls, I can so imagine her actually do that.
That'd be fun. But now all the creators want like a mini, of themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's a lot of work.
It is, yeah. No, I think it's all fun, but it's sort of, when people kind of expect it, it's a bit hard.
Right, and then I don't think people realize like how long
the work
it
that
takes.
goes in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Be right back. I'm gonna grab my coffee.
No problem. Yeah, exactly. Beachcomber, no Tory accent where I'm from, though we can put it on rather well. And if you remember Jade Goody at all, I was working a Dorothy Perkins store back home, and she came in once. Oh my god, starstruck at the time. For anyone that doesn't know, Jade Goody was on the third Big Brother, I think, in the UK, and she like blew up. Go and, if you wish, your own peril, go and watch videos if there are any of it, because she was quite controversial. But yeah, it was quite funny. The only celeb ever getting Harlow until more recently, and now I'm gonna forget his name. Rod Stewart lives not too far from my mum and dad, so him and Penny are the new celebs since the Beckhams moved out from Strawberry Roof. But whilst Chad's gone, what's everyone else been up to today? You all been good? Keeping well, staying safe? I don't know what's going on with my dog's, but he's not acting in the way that I want with this paint. You're coffeeed up.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, a little last minute. Usually have everything all set up, but
No. Don't worry, you're fine.
thanks.
Chilled evening.
Absolutely.
Haybridge. I don't know where Haybridge is, Beachcomber, but is that in Hartford? And I'm guessing, were you playing football? Was he playing football? You both playing football at the same time? She's talking about Rod Stewart.
Oh, okay. We have OBG Foster. Hi.
There once was a man named Miscavige who was not quite as tall as a cabbage. When Rinder misspoke, he looked at the bloke and then punched his face and kicked his knees and told him to pull it in. I didn't really do that very well.
No, that was good. It was good. I love hearing the the old stories about when Dave went nuts.
Yeah.
Did you ever see Claire? Did you ever see that movie called My Scientology Movie?
Oh yes, the Louis.
I love that movie. I love that movie. They did the recreation of Dave when he went nuts a couple times.
Oh my god, yeah, Louis Theroux is my fave person, and the one I like.
I think that's my favorite movie of all time.
Yeah, I like when they were like, we interviewed all these people to be David Miscavige, and only one person could do it half, and sort of half away. Yeah.
It was.
Yeah, I like sort of how he sort of proper went up to the base and everything, and just his persistence to just keep asking.
Yeah, he's very. I love how he's very bold and and very calm about it.
Yeah, that sort of. I keep thinking that I would just love him to do stuff, kind of do another documentary, or just sort of maybe come on and be interviewed by someone from within the community, because I just love how he'll sort of get into the depths of it.
Yep. So Creepy's asking what movie. So it's called My Scientology Movie is the title, and it's by that Louis Theroux, right? English guy. Yep.
Yeah, journalist.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I could do that justice. Joe's asking if I could do a Tommy Davis impression. Maybe if I built up to it, not right this second.
Yeah.
I love his lines though. Well, now I have to think back what it was. Oh yeah, he had a great line.
Yeah, I haven't watched it in a while. So
yeah, he went nuts on because he. Well, no, Tommy Davis. He was giving what's his name a hard time.
Oh yeah, that was on the other one.
Yeah, I forgot the title of that one.
That documentary, yeah, with no, I can't even think of his name.
Hey Julie.
Hey Juliana. Yeah, I think yeah.
That's what we'll think of it if we think of it. I want to say, Julie, look what, and everyone, because we got people joining us. Look what John Sostowski gave me.
So fun.
Little friend for mini Chad here. So Julie will be on the after gathering tonight with Denver Stevo and Marilyn and I and Mini Chad and
and his new friend.
Yep. What's this guy's name again? Bob, I think people are saying. I forgot what his name was.
You were not there at the start. Yes, that bit, Joe. But what? Oh, I can't click on it. I can't think of his name.
That's what it was. You were not there at the start of the interview or something.
Yeah.
That was. But who was? I have to think about who was saying it. Oh, it was the other British reporter, right? Not Lewis Drew. Was that John Sweeney?
No. That's it. John Sweeney. Yes.
Yeah.
Got it one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's really good as well.
Yeah.
I've heard actually people saying that they're going to try and get him on to interview, but I don't particularly watch the news much. But from what I gather, he's out in Ukraine covering all that stuff. So.
Oh, okay. Well, that's definitely important stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, Juliana confirms you were not there at the beginning of the interview. It's I guess not funny when you're in it, but it's funny how they purposely will cut somebody off when they're talking so they get upset and lose it like that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like I can see how obviously frustrating it is, but yeah, it's just like such a bizarre way.
So just so they have something on someone to deflect off them, right?
Yeah, exactly, totally.
Yep.
And and it's always one of those things. Like when you think sort of you have like any kind of argument, you don't realise until like afterwards, kind of like what's been done, like sort of
right.
the manipulation.
Right, that they purposely.
So I can tell, yeah. So I can understand, like how it's sort of someone would get so worked up in that. But also, I find it very ironic how, like sort of when Mike will kind of relay the story, and and you just think like it's such a weird juxtaposition that he's there talking about the story about how they were trying to wind him up so purposely.
Yep.
And then then that's the same sort of documentary that kind of got Mike out.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because Dave Miscavige told, I don't know if this is 100%, this is my memory. Dave Miscavige told Mike Rinder that he failed because he got it off the air. And if he would have won, it would have been handled better. Blah 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 blah. And Mike was like,
yeah.
that's enough,
Exactly.
He was like threatening to say, you're never going to see your family again, blah, blah, blah. So Mike's like, well, why should I stay here then if I, what do I have to lose?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, who's it?
Hey, Brandy.
Ah.
Hopefully she was ready to come on.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Welcome.
Oh, whenever the best time is as well, I've got a very good song, a parody song for Marilyn.
Oh, okay. Whenever you want. Probably.
Whenever we're ready.
Whenever I'd go right now if you're ready, because as soon as we get more people, and it'll be harder to chime in.
Yeah, cool. So it's to the Outcast song. Oh, and I'm gonna have to. Is it Roses? I think it's called. Let me just do a little search.
Take your time.
Because I want everyone to get the tune in their head, because I can't guarantee that I'll be the best at keeping the tune.
Yeah.
But has been going around in my head for like weeks now, and I'm just like, I need to do something with it.
Yeah. Sounds good, Julie.
Okay, Juliana, that's fine.
Yep, she's got to rest up for the stream tonight, I think.
Yeah.
I usually try to rest, for the main show, and
yeah, I can imagine.
yeah, it usually doesn't work though. Usually I do watch it and comment. And it's all good though.
Come on, mouse, work for me. There we go.
Right, so it is Outcast Roses is the song. I'm going to see if I can do a little... Oh, no, wrong song. It's alright, it's because my Spotify's on shuffle. So if everyone gets that in their head of what that tune is, so my parody to it is, so you like to think your S don't smell. Now that's it's going out of my head now. Isn't it funny how roses always smell like? But so my parody to it is oh gosh, now that's going out of my head of what I wanted to say. Also really smells like poo ooh 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 poo ooh ooh ooh. So that's it's gonna come back to me now to like
Take your time. Take your time.
But that's kind of the gist of it.
That's good.
But yeah, so it's just like so it sort of keeps kind of going around in my head, but it's kind of hard to, I don't want to like sort of say the full thing because it will hinder your monetization. But yeah, it just sort of kind of makes me laugh.
That's cool. Mm-hmm. Very good. So how's your day going, Brandy?
I am very tired.
Aww.
Yeah,
I've had a full day of running and doing, and I just got through watering the yard because pest control was out. And so when they're out and after they lay the granules, you have to water it. You have 24 hours to water the yard because it's water activated. So I had to go out and water the yard in 100-degree temperature. So that was fun.
Well, that'll suck the energy out of you right there, right?
Grocery shopping. I did a lot today. And plus, if y'all notice behind me, there's a Coca-Cola stuff. We're moving my Coca-Cola stuff from the kitchen to in here because I got deep freeze. So we're putting that in the kitchen. So where my stuff was in the kitchen, we're putting it here in the office with me. So I can still have my Coca-Cola stuff displayed.
Nice.
Nice. Ah. Hello, question Friday.
Be right back, guys.
Afternoon. Thank you, OBG Foster. Yes. It's not quite the wording, but that's of the idea.
Hi, Creepy. How's it going with you today, Claire?
Good, thank you. I was saying to Chad, I did a bit of a live myself before this, voicing over one of my videos, one of my sewing videos, which was fun. I had Sophie in my chat.
I would say I would try to do one tomorrow because I have tomorrow off as well, but
Oh,
I have so
nice.
much to do
Yeah.
that I don't know if I'll have time for it.
Oh, no. Yeah, it's the thing. You've got to go at your own pace, really. Oh, no, she's gone. It's creepy about her dog around her shoulders. I know. I hadn't even noticed that was a dog. I thought it was a shawl or something. Until then, she was talking just then, and I looked. Where's my brown gone? The paints have disappeared from there. Oh, there it is, right behind me. I can't take down that chat. Annoyingly. Right, I'm going to take over this stream. What's everyone wants to talk about? I'll give you another little glimpse of my painting. Oops. I need to paint in Jesus, but my dinosaur's coming on quite well. You like him? I think he looks quite good. Canvas isn't as absorbent as some of my others. Oh, not Cheryl, Claire. Sorry, I go. My name isn't sharing anymore. Yeah, I'm one of the many Claires on this planet. We're taking over the world. We'll be the cult of Claire. Thank you, Creepy. I'm glad that you like it. Does he look like a dinosaur? So I'm trying to get kind of how to Hey.
Thank you, Chad.
Oh, yeah, to let you back in.
Yes, my internet, like, I don't know. It just, like,
Yeah, I know, like you suddenly went. I was like, oh no, I couldn't do anything. I was saying, by the way, I don't know if you caught it, but I didn't realise that was your dog around your shoulders. I thought it was a shawl. Oh, she gone again.
oh yes, this is my mini me that follows me everywhere.
Aww.
Yes.
So sweet.
He has PTSD and separation anxiety, so if he can, he goes with me.
Aww.
Yes. So he doesn't go far.
Yeah. Yeah, it's such a shame, like when sort of animals kind of go through those things as well. Makes you realise just how interconnected we can all be.
Yeah.
Animals and people.
He's snoring.
Oh, that's so cute. my mum and dad has my cat because they didn't want me to. Well, my mum in particular didn't want me to bring her to London. And oh my god, and she snores like a trooper. So
I have 2 dogs and 2 cats.
oh,
But this one's the one that's always around.
yeah.
A little bit. The younger cat, she'll sneak in here.
Oh yeah.
But she's not. I don't think she's in here. But see, when I'm working, he can't come in here with me. And so
Right.
he knows if I'm not working, if I'm doing a live or, if I'm just in here because, then he can come in here.
Oh.
So he likes it when I'm just doing something like this and he can come in here and be with me.
Yeah, exactly. That's really sweet. Hey, Vincent Giggles. Oh, is there a Clearwater Cheryl as well? How funny. I know when I first changed my name to a Clearwater, it was because Claire Headley had seen a bunch of people with Clearwaters, and she was like, "Oh, there should be a Claire one." So I was like, "Okay, I changed my name." By the way, whilst we're in company of friends, I'm really sad today because I realised that I've lost a follower and I don't know what I've done to lose a follower. I had 20 the other day and then now I've gone back down to 19.
It does that.
It's YouTube doing that. That's not someone. That's not a real person, probably.
Okay.
Yeah, we get that all the time.
I'm just saying. I get
Yeah.
so
I was up to
attached to people.
51 and then it put me down to 49 again. And I was like, oh, I finally got it
Yeah.
my 50 mark.
Yeah.
And then it put me back down to 49 and I was like, really?
Yeah,
That's so rude.
yeah.
Chad needs a dog.
Right?
No, mini Chad needs a mini dog.
Absolutely.
Chad,
Well, my son wants a cat, real cat. So I told him to get him a
Oh,
cat. But
yeah.
I want to get him like a rescue one. You know what I mean?
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Team cat. I'm all about that. Oh, Aaron,
which one?
yeah. Mine
Good job.
is the ethical tailor, which is
We all
on my
have
list today.
these.
Hey, Willie.
Brandy, you say yours.
I think Joe's still muted.
Hello, good evening.
Brandy's frozen. Hey, Joe.
Hey, sorry, I was just getting my simultaneous stream set up, but that's a lot of
Oh,
S's.
okay. No, take
But
your
I think
time.
we're there.
No
I
worries.
think we're there. I think we're live on my
All
channel
right,
too.
cool. Good.
Sorry, carry on.
No, that's all right. We were just saying everyone's YouTube channel because Aaron had asked.
Yeah.
Okay. Everybody drop links. Aaron wants links.
Yep.
Oh.
We can do that.
Absolutely. Good idea, guys.
I've got paint on my hands.
Hi, Willie.
Hey, Willie. Hey, Sophia. Hey, peace and love.
Chadathon was fantastic. We were talking
Yeah,
about
I'll
that.
put that up there if I can get it. Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, I agree. It was. Oh, somebody else is joining us here. Oh, Devian. Welcome.
Hello. Oh, I have to
Not again.
change the settings, the audio
No,
settings.
Oh, I don't know, Aaron. Well, I got like I said, I'm trying to find a rescue or something. You know what I mean? I don't want to just buy a cat
Can you
that's,
hear me?
We can hear you.
Yep.
Good.
Hi,
Oh my
Deviant.
God. Hi. I just saw myself. It was not good.
Oh.
I'm happy
On the phone, it's very, very small. It's much, much more pleasant.
Deviant, I was doing a video I was like voicing along a video of my own earlier.
Okay.
And I paused it on a bit that then my face was like right in the screen from the video, and I was like, oh no, let's fast forward a bit on that. Also, it was like an old video, so I couldn't remember what was coming up, and I'm there for ages doing all these different bits with fabric. I'm like, come on, speed it up, love.
Oh my God, you have my fullest sympathies.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's really, I should be in like a blacked out room. It's okay if I just close all the curtains. It's dark outside, so it wouldn't do any difference.
Looks good.
Let's see.
Aaron, I'm going to do the links in Facebook now.
Oh, cool.
So I'll do that for everyone.
Thank you.
That's all right.
Can you drop their Facebook pages link so I can just?
Oh, we can't see Joe.
Oh yeah, she's hiding behind her microphone.
Yeah, I should get one of those. That would be perfect.
Deviant.
Yeah, mine.
Hi, hej. Är det norska?
Om jag pratar norska?
Norska?
Ja. Jag förstår norska, men jag kan
Okej.
inte prata norska. Förstår du svenska?
Nej, nej.
Nej, nej.
Oh, then
I mean, Norwegian and Danish too are almost just like dialects, or they are dialects, but they have diversed so much. So
Oh, I see what he's saying.
I'm confused because then he's saying that he doesn't have Facebook. Sorry, ladies. What, Deviant?
Huh?
I'm sorry. What am I talking about? Aaron, where would you like the links? I'm going to put them.
I posted my link in the chat.
Yeah, we all did, but then he was asking for them in Facebook.
Well, I can't get
No,
to
I
Facebook
think-
right now because.
It's all right. I'm going to do it for everyone.
Okay.
Excellent.
But so, are
Okay.
you Norwegian or Swedish? Was it
Swedish. I'm from
Swedish?
Sweden.
Okay, sorry,
Yeah.
my mistake.
No problem.
I
I'm,
know a little bit of Norwegian, but I find so I speak much better German, and I find therefore I can understand a bit more Norwegian, but it's still it's been a while. So
Yeah, and I mean, I used to be able to speak German. I mean, I had 6 years of German in school, but
okay,
about, well, say, 11 years ago or so, I drove through Germany down to France with my then boss to do a work thing. And I was still then under the impression that, yeah, I should be able to, because he speaks French, he speaks French. So the question was, how will we do in Germany? And I said, it shouldn't be any problem. I couldn't even manage to order some sandwich at a sandwich shop. It was really bad. I was super embarrassed. But hopefully he doesn't judge me. But we are kind of close in languages. I think Danish is more closely linked to. It's like more of German language has seeped up into Denmark.
that would make sense. Yeah, proximity.
Yeah, that's why one of the reasons I think Danish is harder to understand. But I was about to say it's a double-edged sword, but it's not really. it's many people say it's easier to read Danish if you're Swedish. It's easier to read Danish, but easier to understand Norwegian when it's spoken. But of course, it's a dialect thing, so yeah. I'm very interested in languages.
That's excellent.
Excellent. Me too.
Yeah, you mentioned I was very intrigued. I love etymology most of all.
Cool.
I used to read, or I do today sometimes as well. I have my Bible. It's what's it called? Band. 2 books that go together.
Yeah, bound.
Oh, it's called a bound. Oh, excellent. Well done.
People are saying they don't see the links. Maybe you guys
Yeah, I
want to
was
say
just
what
gonna
they
say-
are.
Cool. And can you put them in the private chat so that I can? I'll put them across then to my channel. And
Okay.
then everyone can put them across to their own. And oh, she's just gone. But Christ Anxieties, I couldn't find hers on YouTube.
Oh, did she leave again? Oh,
Who's little Chad's buddy?
John Stowski gave me that thing. I think what was his name again? Bob.
Oh, it's the guy he has as his avatar, right?
He's been giving other people the. That's why I knew it was him. Yeah.
Ah,
So this is
cool.
a definitely nice little surprise today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll keep displaying them. I love that. So thanks again, John. Really appreciate it.
Is it crochet or did he make it?
It came from Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah, I think things that buy and send out.
Yep.
What are you doing? Hey, young man. You get down. Come on.
Do you have a dog as your pillow? No. Someone wants to be with Mama.
Okay, are you happy? Okay. Okay.
So what have you guys been up to today?
Adulting.
Adulting?
Adulting.
Adulting, having to do things like buy groceries.
Oh, okay. Okay.
I was just getting my similar stuff tasks done for today. How about you? You were Deviant.
Well, I actually went outside today.
Okay.
I went to the store and bought myself some snus. I don't know if there is another name for it in English.
Chewing tobacco.
No.
Snus?
You
Ah,
don't chew it.
It's a
Tobacco that you
pouch.
put in your top lip?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
so it looks like.
yeah. Here in
Oh,
what
okay.
we call it is
Yeah, it's illegal in all of Europe at least, except from Sweden. Because if they tried to, I shouldn't say all of Europe because it's a EU directive, so it's not illegal in, or I don't know about the UK, for example, because they are no longer members. But I can tell you which they have tried, to make us to force us to make it illegal, which is idiotic because smoking isn't illegal, and smoking actually gives you lung cancer and is very detrimental to your health. While you can't, I shouldn't say it's not, I shouldn't say it isn't or couldn't be harmful. I mean, it's obviously very addicting, more addicting than smoking, it's said. People who have tried to stop hasn't been able to. But you're not harming people around you because there's no smoke, and you don't take it into your lungs, so you don't get any of those carcinogens into you like that. But there has been in recent years, I think, say 3, maybe 4 years ago or something like that, there was actually a study that linked high usage with an increased risk for diabetes. But that's high usage, where you use like, I don't know, 5, 6, 7, what's it called? Askar, dos.
Tins.
Of these. Tins.
Tins or cans.
Yeah.
Tins in
Those
Britain, cans in
plastic.
America.
Okay,
Dosa,
okay,
oder?
thank you. Dosa.
Dosa, yeah, like German. Dosa,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah.
A week. And I mean, I know people who use that much. I don't. And I used to smoke. I smoked for many years until I ended up in a hospital, not because of that, because of other things that we are not going to talk about. And you weren't allowed to go outside, and you weren't allowed to smoke. They closed down the smoke rooms which was built. This was a new built hospital. It opened a few years earlier, I think 3.5 years earlier, and they closed them down because they decided that the whole hospital area was to be smoking free. So I was walking in my room just back and forth, and was not feeling good at all, and wasn't allowed to go outside. So my friend came over with snus, and the first, I had tried several times before in my life, but it wasn't for me. But getting that nicotine, it was, I mean, it's like crack. I imagine they say, or heroin, something, where people who use it say, oh, you just go the rest of your life chasing that feeling from the first time. That's how I feel with snus. I just want that again and again and again. So I shouldn't say it's
just
not.
a message for Brandy. Yes, your connection, I think, is a bit glitchy.
Thank you, Joe.
Just because you were asking in the chat. Sorry, Karen.
Yeah, just so everyone knows, mine's pretty bad too, off and on.
You seem to have been better now, though.
It seems like that's what happened last time. Thanks. Sorry,
yeah.
to talk you over. Last
Yeah,
time I
it
was
seems
on
like-
in the beginning.
It seems like Brandy's on the solution. What's it called? Solution?
Yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the word.
resolution. Yeah.
She's very pixelated from time to time. It's like a low
resolution.
not solution.
Resolution.
Resolution.
Well, somebody said because I have the dial so close to the camera, so I'll try to push back the laptop.
Ah,
I don't know if that helps or not, but
And I think brandy sometimes freezes up, but it's not like
It's not permafrost.
Yeah.
no.
That will make do.
There's
I
no
guess.
tundra yet.
Yeah, they've been working
Yeah.
on like my internet, but the internet lines around us lately, and it's aggravating.
Yeah, same here.
So you were asking about everyone's activities today. I've been
Yeah.
working.
Oh,
So nothing particularly interesting.
what were you? Are you? Do you work as a musician? Is my first question.
No, I'm a luthier.
A what?
Yeah, this is not going to translate well. Instrumentbauerin oder Lauterbauerin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you wait, did you say
Ich
Bauerin
baue Lauten.
or ja,
Ja,
genau.
Bauer.
Genau.
Doch. Okay.
Jag kommer ihåg
I think we
det
understand
tyska.
each other.
Yes.
Yes.
I can
When
say
you
I
have like 3 or 4 different languages you can swap around
Wow.
with, it's much easier.
can't even try that. I can do French and Italian, and that's it.
That's
But
not
even
bad.
Je ne parle le français, so you know.
Yeah, but I'm not in like a conversation way. I can listen and I can maybe understand. But
¿Dónde
witness,
están mis
yes, I do,
pantalones?
What pantalones?
¿Dónde están míos pantalones?
Yo no sé. ¿Dónde
trousers.
está?
Where are my
Hey,
trousers?
pantalones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, I go there. I'm in fashion. I couldn't go with the fashion words.
Yeah, there are so many languages I would like to learn. Spanish is one of them.
Oh, I don't get on well with
Russian.
Spanish.
Sorry?
I don't get on well with Spanish. I don't know why. Every time I go out there and I learn my phrases, all that comes out is French or Italian. And I don't even know them that well.
But they are so close. They are so closely linked.
Yeah,
I
but
mean-
you go to Spain and they look at you as if you're talking gobbledygook. They don't even help you. Actually,
Really? Really?
yeah, they're worse than the French in a way. Yeah, I went there in June, and
Yeah.
they're just it's really weird because I always had this thing that hey, seems really good. The Spanish were like
good.
really really lovely because I love the Italians whenever I go out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were really weird with me.
I've
That's-
found that ever since I've learned Portuguese, I can't help but speak Spanish in a Portuguese accent, and it's really annoying because it sounds ridiculous.
Mhm.
Oh, I bet I love that.
That's funny.
Oh.
Hence also me talking to Juliana.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. OBG Foster, ich habe keine Ahnung auch. Ich habe auch keine Ahnung. Vielleicht.
I wish I had known because I've been told. I know it's not obvious, but because I very seldom speak to people, even in my own language. So speaking at all is difficult, and I, because of how my brain works or doesn't work, I always take a long time to think about what I'm going to say, which you might have noticed. So it takes me time to get into speaking English, and it's very annoying because I am actually fluent in English, and I have worked as a translator for like the technical medical equipment to translate like manuals for really high tech medical equipment. And I always feel as soon as I'm trying to speak English with someone, I have to think they must believe I don't understand a single word. But I do. I just
no.
can't. I can't express myself the way I
No,
wish.
exactly. People can have a really weird
Willy.
association with how the English sort of treat people with, like sort of that don't know the language. And actually, myself, I'm very patient, and that's all I sort of know of most people.
Yeah.
I think the trouble is when you get someone that's kind of working in a service-based industry, like as a waiter, as a a cashier or whatever, and they don't know the language so well, and that's when it does become frustrating, because you're meant to be sort of like kind of serving me, so I shouldn't have to wait for you to understand, sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I get that frustrating, because where, especially like when you're sort of kind of on the go or whatever, it is hard. But I try to sort of kind of, even within that, sort of give people grace or whatever, and sort of try to rectify people if they're kind of saying something that's not quite, like sort of like the interpretation maybe not quite right, or the sort of way of pronouncing is not quite right, just sort of kind of correct in that way, not in a you've got to say it in this way, it's just so that you don't kind of look silly.
No, but it's
forward,
helpful.
Yeah, exactly. But I'm just saying, like, some people take that like the wrong way even.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah.
So that's the only reason why I'm explaining it. It's nice that people find it helpful, sort of when it can be. So yeah, so don't worry, you're doing absolutely fine. And I didn't I stumble over my words all the time, so I'm just going back up the chat a little bit to say hello to some people. Lambiance, hello. They have I can't put the comments up, unfortunately, but they've just said my Spanish has a French accent.
Ooh, ooh la la.
Interesting, yeah. And
Che è spantoso.
Witness has said that they were told a long time ago that they speak Russian with a Chinese accent. My teacher was Chinese, and that's like, woo!
That's a new one.
That's a new one.
That's a new one. For sure.
Aaron, it is at Christ Anxiety. Just that right there. At Christ Anxiety.
Yeah, I found it really hard to find you on YouTube. So you can go on to my channel, because I put all the links up in there. I also put them in the Facebook group. And it would be really nice to get some more views on my channel. And you can subscribe whilst you're there.
Are you streaming to your channel right now?
I am, yeah.
And mine.
Yeah.
Oh, who was that? I did. Who was the second one?
Me.
Ah.
Joke.
Also.
I'm sorry.
As you're looking, yeah.
Yeah, I have the the stream on Chad's channel on my on my computer screen.
Very good.
So
And
it's sometimes, yeah, because that's the only way I can see the chat, and it's really the only. I mean, I'm happy for my own sake but yours heads are like 5 millimeters high. So but it's
Yeah,
also
Is it you want it closer to the screen?
a bit better. As long as I can see your mouth move. That's the
I'm
most
sorry.
important.
It's because I'm painting. Let me
It's
remove.
okay. I'm mostly kidding, but you are really tiny.
No, yeah. No, I can get that. It's because literally everything is like situated on the corner of my bed.
Hi, Alex.
Just
Alex is here.
oh hey
Oh, no.
Alex. Oh, because I've not gone back in the
Hi, Alex.
things. Hey Alex.
So I have to ask because I may be like blonde here and it's just going like right over my head. But Aaron, is this like Ron, Aaron?
No, that's someone else.
Okay.
When
That's
AA runs in the chat, he has his Scientology, his like channel name basically. Growing
So
up in
when he's
Scientology.
on, he still has the growing up in.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Okay.
try and switch out my hearing aid. It's not hearing aid, my headphones.
I was going to say I didn't realize you wore one of those.
But so we're gonna see how how that works.
Cheers.
My hair's a mess today, y'all.
Cheers.
Oh my god, oh me is a mess today.
Hey.
Not cheers,
Brian.
choose. Hey, Brian.
Let's choose.
Hello.
You were poet, so I'm gonna say hey poet. Hey, poet.
I cannot hear.
We got the high pirate, that's it.
Yeah. Hi everybody.
Hey.
Hello.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Well, considering I had my first checkup in over a year, and my blood works great, and stuff. So,
Awesome.
Wow, that's great.
Other than what's already wrong with me, I don't have anything else wrong with me.
That's perfect.
That's always good.
Hi, Witness. How you doing?
Oh,
Hey,
Alex
Willie.
is here too. Willie, Alex, OBG.
Hey, Alex. We'll be right back, Alex. So yeah, there's a good news on the medical front.
That's very good.
Mm-hmm.
It is great.
I firmly believe the reason I am as healthy as I am is because when I was a kid, I played with mud pies.
Probably.
I would eat grass, so yes.
I think
Yeah.
I get that.
that's the way to go.
Yeah. I lived out in the country. I grew up out here, and my mom get home from work, she wouldn't be tired. She's like, go play, leave me alone. So, yeah.
And you're sure if you live in the countryside, you're sure it was just mud, because there is some difference between mud and.
There's a lot of things.
You don't think about that.
Yeah, there's yeah.
Or
Yeah,
if you're from Texas, it's a clay pie.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, even nicer.
Well, one of my favorite places to play in when I was a kid was mud puddles. So.
Nice.
Nice.
Yeah.
I never was a kid, apparently. I ate grass once.
Yeah, grass is nice.
Oh, yeah.
My cats ate it, so I was like, okay.
There's this species of clover that's sour, right? I used to eat that when I was a kid too. And we have like a lot of wild onions, like scallions. I'll go out in my yard during this early spring, during the spring, and I'll just pick up handfuls of scallions and put them in my food and stuff, I used to eat those when I was a kid too.
Scallions.
Yeah.
How do
You
they
know,
look?
baby onions. You know the little onions.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
It's
yeah.
got the green stalk and everything. Scallions. That's what they're called.
Spring
Okay.
onions. They call it in
Spring
the
onions,
over
yeah.
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spring onion. Yeah. That's
Oh, I've never had scallions. That's cool.
yeah. That's what I've
You
always heard.
rapscallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Rapscallions.
that.
So yeah. So I played in the mud and ate grass too. So yeah, my like I'm 51 years old, so I got to worry about the A1C and the cholesterol and the prostate stuff and all that other stuff. And I hadn't seen, like I said, I hadn't seen my doc in over a year, and she was quite happy with my results because hi Juliana, because the first time I ever saw her, because we had doctors come and go and did the blood work and everything, and she gave me the little mom attitude. You need to fix this, young man, and she's younger than me. So it was mainly with my cholesterol, and the easiest thing for me to do is to drink water from the hose. I still drink water from the hose.
Oh yeah, that as well. Also, eating the bread for the ducks that would be a bit mouldy.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
I never did that. And these days they tell you you're not supposed to feed bread to the ducks anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Really?
this was like the 90s. We didn't know about that thing.
was it La Am? Whatever. I'm an American. I can't pronounce that stuff. No. So hi. Anyways, yeah, I lost my train of thought. So other than that, what else? Oh, I'm almost done. I'm almost ready to put out my Scientology collection on Kindle. I'm waiting on one thing.
Cool.
Thing, and then hopefully I'll have that piece ready, and I'll let y'all know. So like I've said before, 50% of net profits is going to be from the first edition Kindle and hardback and the actual hard print book will be going to this to the Aftermath Foundation. So it's for a worthy cause. My two favorite causes, the Aftermath Foundation and myself.
Nice. That's great. That's great, poet.
Yeah. So
Hey,
I'm really excited about it. So it'll be coming out soon, regardless. But I'm waiting on one thing. So
I have to ask because, especially from Americans, I think I hear about Kindle all the time.
it's the Amazon.
Yeah, you have to pay for Amazon, which is a ripoff, in my opinion.
Well,
what one do you use then? Because I don't know another one to use.
But you have to have like a
all you have to do, all you have to do is have a Kindle or like
But what a Kindle is? It's not an app; it's the device, right?
Well, you can get the app on your phone, or the device. Like I have the Kindle app on my phone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And all you got to do is buy the book. The price of the book.
So you don't need because I know the Amazon has some subscription thingy for like
Amazon Prime
videos.
Yeah,
and that's
Amazon Prime. You don't have to have
assholes.
you don't have to have Amazon Prime in order to buy Kindle.
Good.
Yeah, and then you'll be after the Kindle version comes out, I'll work on getting an actual print version through Amazon and whatever, and then Miss J is helping me illustrate it, so there'll be an illustrated edition coming out, and she's got some awesome ideas. I don't want to talk too far,
of course,
into the future, but definitely the Kindle is coming out hopefully by the end of this month.
Awesome.
Excellent.
And there will be a printed like hardback.
Yes, you will be able to hopefully soon after I get the Kindle out, because I got to figure this stuff out as I'm going, right? Because you can do print on demand. Hey, Poe.
Howdy.
Oh, I'm glad
Oh
you're
my
here.
God, the Popo's here.
Look what I got.
Oh, nice.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
Yeah, so good. I get an excuse to read Edgar. Yay!
Edgar
Yes.
Allan Poe. Oh, I have Poe too.
Very good.
Nice.
Very good. That's actually the symbol for the custom guitars I make is the raven.
Cool.
Oh, really? Awesome.
So
Poe's
Chad, I'll
everywhere.
email it over to you so you can have a gander.
Yeah. So that's a few things that's going on with me. But since Poe showed up, I guess the floor's yours.
Yeah, how you doing, Poe?
Good. Been out working in the shop. Got some big things coming up, so I'm trying to, get everything set and ready for it. So
All right, great.
Ooh.
trying to find that logo for you. I've only got like 5 billion images in my art collection, so let's see. So
Thank
what
you,
is the
Terry.
topic tonight?
Peace and love.
What is
Well,
the
I'm drawing
topic?
Jesus on a dinosaur.
Ah.
Painted.
That's great.
Ooh,
Okay.
That's great.
Oops.
awesome.
Because it was in
Wow.
one of the chats about having an AI version, so I thought I'd paint it instead. We don't do
Yeah,
that.
I'm not real big
Very
on this
good.
whole AI thing.
Me either. Oh, AI has no soul.
Yeah.
Correct.
100%.
Basically,
Yeah.
AI just scrubs
100%.
the internet for information that it can find to create what it considers new documents off of already, established materials. So I'm
Yeah.
not a big fan of it.
Well, fun fact: AI actually inspired me to write my collection.
Ah,
Oh, but
yeah,
then you
it was back in March when Aaron was messing around with ChatGPT, and
Oh,
he was doing all those limericks and haikus. Then about a little farther out, a little after that was when I started writing them after then, because it was just like I could do better than that crap,
Yeah.
So yeah, it did something good for me, but I'm not.
you also got to remember, art is a two-way
Subjective.
street. It's the artist's conception and what they feel is art and what the respondent would consider it. And so many of these young people nowadays, they don't want organic. They want stuff that's digital and created that way.
Exactly.
I used to muck around with not digital art, but did any one of you play the game Sims?
Oh, yes, I love
never
Sims.
played.
Yeah.
Yes,
played
way
it, but
too
I-
much.
Addictive.
I
Sims
used
and
to
roller coaster.
make
Oh, Roller Coaster
skins
Tycoon.
Yes,
for Sims.
I used to love that. Sorry, Deviant.
Oh no! Oh no! Hello.
Just a message for Marilyn. Very yes. I'm up for that. Let's do it.
OBG Foster, I actually have a limerick I'm working on that I'm going to run by y'all here in a little bit about the boss baby.
Yeah, sure. Whenever you're ready.
Good.
DW. What is DW?
Let's see here.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's right here. It's
Secret squirrel stuff.
it's still a work in progress, but I'll read you.
It's a cult.
Ah, then I know what it is. Yes. I listen to many podcasts. Right.
Right, I'm gonna head out now.
Oh, okay. Thanks for
Alrighty.
joining us, Joe.
Have a good night.
It's late. It's late where she is. Yeah.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Bye, Joe.
So thank you for having me, and I'll
Yeah.
see you again next
Anytime.
week or whenever.
Yep. Absolutely. I'll keep sending everyone an invitation. Yeah, absolutely.
Bye.
Take care.
Bye.
Nice to see you.
Bye-bye.
Hey, do.
I'm finally starting to cool down.
Oh,
Yeah, I'd like to get there at some point. Working out there in that garage. No,
I'm not even going in my garage cold. It's 100 degrees out there.
Yeah, I had
Yeah,
both the front and back doors open and had the big shop fan going, but it's still wow.
You guys should all move to Clearwater, Buffalo. It's been about 75 all week over here.
I was going to say, in
It's-
Clearwater, London, it's raining.
It's actually supposed to be in the mid 80s, in the low 80s, or mid part of this week. So I'm gonna,
It's been-
I'm gonna
It's
get
the
the oven
humidity
out my
that's a
house.
killer here.
Yeah, same
Yeah.
here.
What's that in real temperature? Celsius.
It's 107, and that was ambient.
Uh,
So that would be
Yeah, that's outrageous. 107.
Yeah, that's just a bit much.
Yeah.
That's not.
107. Yeah, that's
Now, where is that?
41.5 Celsius. That's
Oh,
a bit
gosh. Yeah,
a bit
that's a
rough.
lot.
I gotta duck out for a minute. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh, really, Joel? God, I would love for it to be 81. I think just out watering my yard today, it tanned me up a little
Wow.
bit. And I was just,
The older I get, the more I feel like I am just wearing out.
Oh, no.
And it's how it is. You just get
It happens. Yeah.
older. You can't stop it.
Yep.
yeah, you can't withstand the
fighting
heat and
against
humidity the older you get.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
a big part of it.
Yeah.
The heat,
Yep.
not so bad. It's the humidity that's getting me.
Absolutely.
I can't find it. Too many
I feel
daggone-
that goes for everything. I mean, I felt crippled since, I don't know, I was 30, 32.
Wow.
And now, I mean, just crouching down and then getting up. It's like rigor mortis is quick to work. Shaman.
Yeah,
Sorry.
I've had to deal with that a few times. Yeah. And, you know, for a stretch there, I was working with the Violent Crimes Task Force and the consortium on, we did a lot of work on like the homicides and things like that. So saw more than my fair share of trips to the medical examiner or coroner's office.
Oh,
So, make sure my ringer's off on my phone. There we go. All right. So, Deviant, what are you doing?
right now or just in general? Right now it's very easy to answer. I mean, in general too. Right now I'm doing I don't know if it's able to see. I have a
Oh, very
light
nice.
board
Yeah.
A lot. Cool.
because I'm doing a drawing.
I remember
I
my
have
first
made
one.
a drawing that I'm going to start coloring. I don't know if you're able to see it or not. No,
Yes.
it's not really.
Yep.
You
It's coming
can,
in very
yeah.
clear.
Looks
Oh.
good. Really good.
Yep.
So
my first light board was about the size of a kitchen table. Back in the day.
but you have worked all your life and
Yeah.
you
I
earned
just
it.
say, Joel,
I've
that
just
is
been
really
sick.
nice. Joel,
is.
that's
Sorry?
really, really nice to change your talk to doing from doing it from animals into human rescues. I just think that's amazing.
But it is a real thing. I mean, it's sad to say, but it's a real thing.
I put
Oh,
it on my stories today, like a little clip from that Surge documentary on my Instagram, and it's so like nice to see sort of all the people who are seeing it.
Yeah.
Obviously, what they'll do about it, I don't know. But I just like
Well,
sort of, that
what's
things like that
interesting
get out.
is I'm doing one tonight about animal control, and I did a lot of work in human trafficking when I was a law enforcement officer, so I know both sides of it.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw. I put it on in my playlist on YouTube that I'm watching, and told YouTube to notify me about your talk about the animals, but
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure I will be. I think I will start watching it and I will see how long
How long you last, huh?
yeah, because that's
Yeah.
Well, believe me, I know.
Big topics.
mhm.
I used to just live off of 3-4 hours sleep a day, and now it's I'm
Oh my
doing
God.
8 hours pretty commonly now. So
That's
Good.
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 That's really good, actually. Yeah,
well, I went
so
40 some years sleeping just winks at a time, and
yeah,
you
I
do a lot.
feel. Uh, I mean, I get that it's important to. Uh, I get that there are being a police officer is a profession that has a tendency to attract people who perhaps shouldn't be police officers.
Well,
But
every position that has somewhat of authority to it does that,
of
and
course, yeah, yeah.
that's
Uh,
where the process of the psychological eval, and then the as you go through it, dealing with the field training officers, that's where you weed a lot of them out. I can't tell you how
yeah,
many of them we've had on our, on the departments I've worked with that we've actually ended up getting rid of during those processes. They can't handle it, and they shouldn't be law enforcement officers to begin with. So it's a fairly common thing.
yeah, and I think it's important that uh, people who do misbehave in uh, all professions where you have a lot of power over people and where it's important that people feel they can trust in the system. It's important to weed out people who are not suited for one reason or another. But I
Well,
also feel that there's not enough. We are quick to point out where in this case, police officers, have misused their power. But we are not as quick to point out all the sacrifices that they actually do.
that's a big thing you don't see or hear much about at all. Is
Yeah,
we hear so much about people who they saw something and it created PTSD in their life and the trauma that they've gone through, but yet no one talks about that, on the fact that law enforcement officers pretty much see that every day of the week,
yeah,
and it's an ongoing thing. And for the longest time, there was a mentality behind it that if you sought any kind of psychiatric or counseling or anything like that, it pretty much got you blackballed from the industry.
yeah,
And nobody wanted to work with you. No one wanted to deal with you because they didn't know if you were going to be able to handle it or not. Thankfully, things are changing now. You can openly go and seek counseling. You can talk to someone, try to get yourself back on track. But for a long time, that was a huge no-no. And if you were doing it, then there was something wrong with you. And
yeah,
it's nice to see that attitudes are starting to change about it. But we still got to remember that you can take the most calm person that there is, put them through the daily stresses that a law enforcement officer has, and in a very short amount of time, they're going to stress, they're going to fracture, they're not going to be
yeah,
able to handle it. That's I've said it probably a million times. I know Chad's heard it, that having my wife as my sounding board and my confidant, that was my way of handling it. That's why you see so many police officers end up alcoholics.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of them end up taking their own lives after they retire from the job. And it's a position that requires so much of you, mind, body, and soul, that when the time comes that you have to give up that badge, a lot of them just can't do it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. And
it's a bad sign.
I get it. When I was unfortunately raided earlier this year for something that I wasn't guilty of, and it was just someone had seen my airsoft guns, and we are not allowed to have weapons in this country, and I have them in the entrance hallway, so they are like flanking the doorway into my apartment, and I think it's beautiful because I like it. So they had seen it and reported apparently to the police. So so they came crashing in with their MP5s and black masks and the bomb squad and God knows.
So basically, you got swatted.
Yeah. I was sitting here doing what I do every day, which is I create.
Now, where do you live?
I live in Sweden.
Sweden. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah. So we have very restrictive gun laws here. So there is no. If they had been real gun, I mean, one of them is a replica of an AK-47. You are not allowed to own that as a private person.
Oh, okay.
And
not even a replica.
You can. You can own a replica.
Because you had the airsoft, right? The airsoft version of them. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's legal. I can't take it outside unless it's completely covered. So you're not allowed to show anything.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty hard.
They'd be throwing my butt in jail.
Yeah. Pretty much, you know, there's a saying, and a lot of people talk about it. They can have my guns when they pry them from my cold dead hands. You know, that's, you know, part of our Constitution gives us that right. And you know, I'm a gun fan. I've worked with guns my entire life, but the thing that really bothers me is that we have people out there that think that it is their position in life to try to push the limits as much as possible.
Yeah.
Those people give
I
us
was just going to say
responsible.
that.
Yeah, those people give us responsible gun owners a bad name.
Yeah,
You know?
and that's exactly what, you know, when I encounter those people, that's exactly what I tell them. I'm like, look, you're doing this because you're wanting to prove a point, but what you don't understand is you're proving a point that there should be less guns out there.
Yeah. You're giving the opposition more ammo.
You know exactly what they want.
True.
Yes, and that's it. Yeah.
I got a call one day about a man walking down the street in our city with an M16 on his chest. And when I pulled up, sure enough, he's out there in pretty much SWAT type gear. He's got the M16 with the chest strap on, and it's across his chest like this. And thing is in Michigan, we have open carry laws. So he wasn't doing anything illegal. Chest strap on. Yeah. So I pulled up and I get out of the car, and that's when I realized his wife is behind him filming the entire thing. And he's, you know, he comes right up and he goes, "Here they come to harass me." I said, "No, you're not doing anything illegal. I just wanted to come and touch base, see what's going on." And he goes, "I'm just exercising my constitutional right." I said, "Yeah, but have you ever thought about the fact of how you make the rest of us look walking around like that?" And then I realized his wife unrolls a banner behind him, and it says, "Honk if you support the Second Amendment." Well, problem was nobody was honking because everybody's freaking out because he looks like a SWAT team member walking down the street with a AR-15 strapped to him. He's got a gun on. He's got a pistol on each hip in a holster, and he's got one in his vest. And I'm like, whoa, partner, you plan on saving some of that Second Amendment for the rest of us there? Come on now. This is a little bit ridiculous. And he says, this is my right. And I said, yeah, we've already been there. I'm not here about that. I'm here about the fact that how stupid you look, actually. I said, you think you look tough and all that stuff, but all you're doing is scaring school children and old women. And he didn't care for that too much. But what the dummy did was, because he had the AR-15 across his chest like this, he turned, and when he turned, he presented the muzzle of the weapon directly at me.
Oh, that was dumb.
I grabbed it and I jerked it down, and he's, don't touch my. And I said, look, you pointed it at me.
Yeah, he's muzzling you.
You're lucky you don't have my gun drilled into the side of your head. All right. You need to stop right now. Yeah. And what he didn't realize is that in Michigan, we have a law that's considered brandishing the muzzle of a firearm without malice, which is actually a $150 civil infraction that you can commit. Okay. And I looked at him and I said, look, now you've broken the law. I came out here. I wanted to talk to you professionally, wanted to talk to you person to person. And now you've brandished the muzzle of your firearm at my face. That's a violation of the law. And the only reason you're not in handcuffs right now, going to jail, is because you didn't have your hand anywhere near the trigger. So give me your information and let's get this over with. And he was very upset about it. He went to court, Second Amendment this, Second Amendment that. And the judge looked right at him and said, you are so lucky. You pointed a firearm at Sergeant Poe and he didn't blow your brains out of your head. You are so lucky you are alive right now. And that's my problem with a lot of these Second Amendment folks, is they got so carried away in how that they want to express their Second Amendment rights. If I'm carrying, you'll never know it. You won't see it.
Yeah.
I mean, without, I'm not the US citizen, obviously, but my first thought is there's a huge difference between having a gun, owning a gun, or several guns, and a completely other thing when you point that gun towards another living person.
Right.
It's called responsible gun ownership.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, that's the first thing.
Yeah.
I haven't. I mean, I have shot. No, I haven't. Yes.
Well, come on over.
Maybe I have.
Putin. Come on over.
Awesome.
I'll take you to the range, please.
Awesome.
I'll tell you this. My first rule, anytime I deal with training someone with firearms, do not point that firearm at someone unless you intend to kill them.
Yeah, in the Navy, they drilled the escalation of force continuum into us. Every time I have a 22 long rifle and a Glock 9mm, Glock 19, and I always, every time I mess with it, I go over those steps in my head. Safety, magazine chamber, safety. The different gun conditions. So you need to learn how. You don't just give any Tom, Dick, and Harry a lethal weapon.
That's the thing. I've got 32 handguns, 27 long guns, and I have a Barrett 50 cal semi-auto.
You sound like one of my best friends. He's a former Faulkner County deputy and a gun dealer. He has all kinds.
Well, I didn't get these because I wanted a huge gun collection. It was, we had a gun store that was going out of business, and they offered us their entire collection. They were in the city I was working in. They offered us the entire store, offered it to the police department first, and they were all at cost. Wow. So my thing was, get these weapons now, keep them in good shape. Most of them have never been fired other than factory testing, and that's a great nest egg years down the road. So that's why I went with that. I only have probably 5 firearms that I actively use. The Glock 23, the 45 caliber that I have, police issue. Let's see. Duke, would it help if people in the U.S. would have to register their guns? I think it goes beyond that. I think that
Yeah.
not only registration helps, but I think that an actual firearms test where you have the striations and the markings from the rounds that come out of that weapon on file, that would end a lot of investigations very quickly.
I have a
That's
question
an
about that,
awesome
Poe.
idea.
What's that?
When I got, they test fire them in the factory, and they give
Right.
it, and you get the two spent brass with it. Do they do striation tests on those in the factory?
Not that I know of.
That
Not I know of.
that would be something that would actually, if they did that in the factories, and that would be something that the gun law, would actually go a long way with satisfying some people, because
Well, I think that
database.
I think that if it's done directly from the company and that's turned over to, any kind of law enforcement bureau, so it could be added into the database for that firearm, I don't even see how NRA would have a problem with that.
No, me
It's
either.
not- that's a matter of responsible gun ownership, is
Mhm.
something
And-
like that. So, yeah, it's not stuff.
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this.
I'm going to read this out because she wants it in
Okay.
a British accent. Here's a question for the Americans. Why do you say I screwed the pooch for a mistake? Like, why is it a mistake having sex with a dog? WTF, love from Britain in British accent.
So
Honest-
you think it's okay to have sex with a dog?
No, that's what she's asking you. Why do you say I screwed a pooch?
I actually do not
That's
know.
what we call
That
we call sex. Is
That's
screwing
actually not in my vocabulary. I don't use that.
Me neither.
I
don't know.
I've used-
That's something you see more in movies than you do in real life.
I've actually
Oh.
used it. I've actually used it in the past. Here,
Have
let me
you?
see. Yeah. Here,
I
let's
love everyone in the chat's laughing.
I really don't know where that came from.
well,
Yeah, I don't either.
I'm about to find out. Let's ask Almighty Google.
Google.
Witness is
Okay.
saying it's a turn of phrase, but still, like, what? turn of
Okay.
phrase is it?
According to Almighty Google, 1950s from earlier, screw the dog. They say that
Oh, it's a
word.
British thing. Okay.
Fritter waste time 1935 compared to fuck around later sense of making an embarrassing mistake compare script popularized by Tom Wolfe in The Right Stuff in 1979 and also the film adaptation in 1983. So that's where it comes from.
Well,
Still none the wiser.
Yeah.
So didn't get the actual etymology from it, but we know where it got popularized from The Right Stuff. Because I don't know if you remember, Poe, but I remember when that movie was big and all that stuff. Because we grew up in the same time frame. Yeah. So it doesn't surprise me that I would actually have grown up hearing that because of that movie.
I've heard it. I can't say as I've ever used it. That's
I've used it on more than one occasion.
have you?
Which
Yeah.
word do you
Maybe
use
I'll
in English?
write a poem dealing with
In
it.
what
Or
context?
American.
Yeah, I need
Nice.
to have the context
We-
around which you use
Now
it.
I'm more apt to use the term snafu than that.
Yes, snafu is a good one. Well,
Yeah. That one, yes. If you don't know what that means, for folks out there
Is
that
it
don't,
snafu a pooch or just snafu?
snafu means situation normal, all effed up.
Okay, interesting.
wow, I didn't even know that.
What?
Have you ever seen the movie
Super
Memphis
common.
Belle?
What is it?
Have you ever seen the movie Memphis Belle?
Yes. Yeah, it's been
Okay.
a while. Yeah.
Right at the beginning, right when they start to take off their flight, they do a little ritual where they go over what snafu means.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ah.
Now,
Like
I learned that in
foobar.
the military.
yeah.
And you got to remember, a lot of terms that I use are Appalachian. All my family's all hillbillies running the hills in Kentucky.
Same here.
So we use a lot of Appalachia talk that a lot of people don't understand. Like if I say go to grass or something like that, people don't understand what that's all about. And
It can get my goat one of those too.
yep, you can get my
Yep.
goat. You get my goat.
Yeah. See,
we
'cause my family's from West Virginia, you know.
Oh, then you're right there with us. You know exactly. what I'm
Yeah.
talking
I grew up in Arkansas, but I was born in West Virginia, so I'm hillbilly stock, redneck raised.
Yeah, that's pretty much us. I mean, what's hilarious is the city that I worked in here in Michigan, the first one I worked for, where I retired. There were so many people that claimed to be from a city called Pikeville, Kentucky, and Pikeville's about a medium-sized town in Kentucky, and it's the biggest in its area. And so all these folks, they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I'm from Pikeville." "Oh, really? When's the last time you were down there?" "Oh, I've never actually been there." How do you say you're from Pikeville? "Well, my family's from there." "Well, that doesn't make you from Pikeville. You're from Michigan. And I was finding there were a lot of people claiming the Appalachian heritage who'd never even been to Kentucky or West Virginia or North Carolina. And I always thought it was pretty funny how these folks acted about it.
Considering Appalachia's reputation in the rest of the country,
Oh yeah.
you'd think they'd want to distance themselves from it. Hey, would you pull up that comment from Joe DeCepo, the one about West Virginia? Take me home.
Virginia.
I haven't heard that in years.
I got a story about that. Right when this is something my dad told me. Like back in the 70s, when that was a big song. Right, I even remember it from way back then because my dad's from there. He was really homesick. I don't think he wanted to move out here to begin with. And he said that he would hear the kids harmonizing that song, and it just made him homesick. So that's a whenever I think of that song, it makes me think of my dad.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I have a question.
Okay.
In the US, or if I were to say, call someone a Yankee.
A Yankee?
Yankee.
Yankee.
Well,
Yankee.
Well,
is that just a specific? How would you interpret that? Would it be just a specific part?
Okay, I actually have a good answer for that because this is in college. When I was in college, I took a class called American Provincial Literature. Hi, creepy. And we went over the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, right? And in the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, Ichabod Crane is considered a Yankee. He's from up north somewhere. I'm a Southerner, right? I'm a Southerner.
So there is a difference.
It means someone from an outsider. It's an outsider. With the Civil War, you got the Rebs and the Yanks, and you guys call us Yanks. We're outsiders. Someone who's not in our group. Yeah. And it's a way to alienate people. Someone makes someone the other, and then and stuff like that. So that is
actually quite a damning name to call someone.
Especially
I'm
in the
so
South.
glad I asked.
Especially in the South.
If you use, there are certain terms, federals, Yankees, revenuers, carpetbaggers. Those are all very insulting names. Yeah.
Narcs.
So,
because here, if you say, we call a specific type of like a big muscle car.
Whoa, what happened?
I think a lot of people get the mythology of Appalachia from stuff like the Dukes of Hazzard, things like that. On a Triceratops, is he?
That looks great.
Just to get my little. So I need to wait for him to drug before I can do much.
Jesus on a dinosaur.
Does it look like
Awesome.
Jesus? I tried to make him not so white because obviously there's so much thing about that, and I might even make him a woman. So
definitely,
I love it.
Have you seen any of my tutorials on doing like the speed painting and things like that?
Oh no.
I do some where I am, I show how I do certain things, and I do speed run throughs on them. Like I do spray paint art, things like that. And there's a few of them I did with dinosaurs. A good friend of mine on my channel, Joe Pinto, Your Mojo, his grandson loved dinosaurs. So I did a couple of t-shirts for him and his grandson with dinosaurs on them. So
How cool.
yeah.
Bob,
It would be, for me, it would be McCoy's most likely. I don't know. You poet, you a McCoy or a Hatfield person?
I like both of them. I think it's
Live in
interesting.
Ohio, right?
The Hatfields
And we
are
are
from West
connected.
Virginia.
Yeah, so I'd probably have to go with the Hatfield clan then.
Yeah. So, and what's up with you with the flashing lights there, Tiff?
With poet. And my
Trying to outdo
flashing
all of us?
lights. Oh, they've just been here forever.
I feel like I'm back in a Thai bazaar.
Oh, sorry. I'll have to. Yeah.
It's all right. It's all
You
right.
should smell it. It smells
So,
like.
I just made Pad Krapal the other
When
night.
I
for
saw
the
you
family,
guys, I was listening.
So.
Some of
Can
the
I just say
questions.
a thank you to L'Ambiance for her little comments saying that my painting's amazing.
And
Thank
L'Ambiance
you.
Yes.
uses vulgarity in French.
Merde, right?
What's that? I don't know. It just says I swear in French, LOL.
I believe
Oh.
that mayor.
No,
Uh-oh.
I'm always a problem.
Yeah, we keep losing her.
Yeah.
Are you having techno things?
yeah, must
A
be.
few
must
people
be.
have.
There's some people saying if we can't fix it, that it is what it is. But some
Yeah.
people are saying there's some feedback on your end.
Yes, creepy. Mini Chad
No, I
has
don't
a
hear it.
mystical.
It's just a little bit like a buzzing. It might be the lights.
Is that a little? Okay, hold on.
If not, it is what it is.
Well,
know?
are they all LEDs?
Yeah, what's the lights?
My lights.
I don't hear it anymore.
Is that better?
True.
Yeah, I'm not hearing it at all.
No, it went away. It went
So
away.
Chad,
sorry.
why are you being so quiet tonight? And it looks like he froze.
I know. Sorry about that, guys.
I
Thanks.
tell you, it seems the more advanced we get, the worse our internet gets.
Yeah,
It's
Absolutely.
Am I okay now?
it sounds better. Yeah, it sounds better.
Perfect.
Okay.
Better.
we've got the absolute fastest internet you can get in this area, and it's constantly dropping. So I don't know what to do with this stuff. I did better
And
with
mine's
the.
been bad tonight too, so
Mine
Yeah,
too.
notice you've
I don't know
been. Yeah.
You know,
Oh,
the
wait.
thing is,
Go
oh,
ahead.
sorry.
You're
Well,
okay, go ahead.
we have like 2 lines of internet, right? You have like the 5G and then the 2G extra or whatever it is. So it
Oh, I
should be plenty, you know,
Yeah.
for the whole house.
Wow. Yeah, see, ours is through
And-
the cable company.
Yeah, ours too. And it's
Okay.
like a couple different lines, but it's almost like everything will hop on the same thing.
You just hopped off.
See? I don't know
Yeah.
why. I'm
Wow.
so sorry. If I'm bothersome, just
No,
kick
you're
me
good.
out.
You're good.
No, you're not.
We've all been there. Chad, you remember when I had to go and rent a hotel room just so I had Wi-Fi one night?
I do remember that, Paul. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah, that's dedication there.
that
Yeah.
is.
Man.
is that how many
Oh,
times
Chad,
Chad
I
has
said-
let me in
go
tonight? It's been crazy.
What's that? You were breaking up there, Brandy. You
Chad's let me in like 4 or 5 times tonight.
Oh,
Oh.
Be right
Oh,
back.
like
Oh.
getting kicked out and back in.
someone was saying it's not enough bandwidth. That they're using. All I know is I go to Asia, Japan, Thailand, Malaysia, and their internet is like 5 to 10 times faster than what we've got here and costs like $5 a month,
Wow.
and it never goes out.
Let's go.
Yeah, I wish.
Well,
The
maybe-
wife will not do it.
Yeah.
So
I don't know.
An island.
I don't know if it's the case, but it seems like the U.S. doesn't want to put out the money to get the good cable or something.
Well, the cable companies have such a monopoly on it now. They do what they want.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, that's
we
the
basically
thing.
are stuck with what they give us. And whereas in Asia, there's such a big open market there that everybody's competing, and they want to have the fastest, the best, the most dedicated system that there is. And it's just so it drives prices down considerably for it. So
Yeah.
So what kind of speeds do you have usually? What's
I know mine's over 200, and I think we're over 500 right now is what I've got.
Wow.
Mbps.
Can I just say, Aaron's comment, today's sponsor for today's show is by your local internet service.
Yeah, it's crazy. We're almost all having problems.
Yeah, productivity you can enjoy. So,
Yeah.
Jed, I sent you a link for my live stream. If you could throw it in the chat there, it doesn't let me.
Oh, okay. Is that what that's for? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I will.
Wait, did you say was it 500
Mbps?
Let me
We're halfway to a gig on ours.
So, oh my goodness.
Also, I'd like to throw a shout out to everyone in the chat who is watching simultaneously all of our streams. I know a few people have said that they're watching 5 streams at the moment, so well done to you. And thank you.
I love that.
8 points. That's the lighting I have in here. I don't know what's up. My ring light that I use, for some reason, it's coming off as yellow now. So
I was going to say you've got a nice yellow glow.
Yeah, I love that hepatitis look I've got. So
yeah,
look at a little jaundice.
It really makes you pop against your blue background.
I had that when I was a teenager. I don't ever want that garbage again. So.
Yeah.
I like it. It feels like home. It's blue and yellow.
Yeah. You've got a Simpsons vibe going.
Well, if you ever meet me, you'll see that my eyes have a permanent. The whites of my eyes have a permanent yellow tint to them. That's
witness.
Jaundice as a child. So.
Yeah, because I have kind of an olive skin, so in the winter when I haven't been in the sun that much.
Wait a minute. We know you Brits don't have pigment in your skin. Who are you trying to
So, long story. My mum and dad went to Ibiza when she was very heavily pregnant with me, and they got sunburn because they were using oil, and and then I came out with olive skin. My sister is like pure white, like she will burn in the sun and then peel and go back to white, whereas I always go brown. But in the winter I have like a kind of it's not like a jaundice yellow, but I do have like a yellow tinge. So I have to dye my hair dark just so that I look like half normal.
Oh yeah.
So, fun facts.
And we went fishing in they call them a quarry here. We call them gravel pits, but basically it's where they dig out for all the gravel in the ground, and the ground table automatically fills it into a lake. Well, this one didn't have enough movement in it, so it became stagnant. We didn't know that, and we went swimming and ended up with a nice case of jaundice. So
yuck.
Yeah.
I'm just glad you didn't end up with a third body or something.
Yeah.
Gross.
We're hillbillies. You won't kill us that easy. We go. Shoot, I've seen stuff that make your skin crawl. It's just it's crazy.
That'd be
fun. Cindy, I'll stream with you if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Anyone else wants to join too?
That would be fun.
Yes,
Sin.
Yeah, it's good.
That would be fun.
To do a cook along.
I used to work in the. Oh, sorry. I just talked.
Go ahead, Tiff. Go ahead.
Oh no!
Oh.
Did I cut out?
Yeah, you did.
Son of a biscuit.
You used to work in the what?
In the emergency room.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So when you say you've seen a lot, I'm like, yes.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah, I'm not even talking about injuries. I'm just talking about stuff that would make your skin crawl.
Oh, yes, sure.
I went bear hunting with my father one time, and he gave me a 50 cal cap and ball gun, which is basically like a flintlock. It's a modern version of a flintlock. And I'm sitting there, I'm leaned up against a tree. This is in Canada. and I hear something coming around the side, and I look, and it's an enormous brown bear. Now, of course, I was probably 13 years old, and this bear probably was about 3 feet long, but it looked like it was at least 50 feet tall. And so I waited till he presented himself, and I fired off a round. And next thing I know, when the smoke clears, because those old kind of guns, they put off a lot of smoke, he's standing on his hind legs, ready to charge. And had to end up taking him out with a regular semi-automatic handgun. But I mean, to be 20 feet away from something that enormous and powerful, and know that it's a carnivore, that's the kind of stuff that really just blow your mind. We were in a national park in Thailand. We rode out on motorcycles, and we'd stop to grab a drink and drink of water and just chill out for a little bit, because it gets enormously hot in Thailand. And we're sitting there on the side of the road. We got jungle all around us. And I turn and look, and next thing I know, there's a pack of wild elephants within 15 feet of us, just come walking right out of the jungle. We never even heard them. Wow. And
amazing. Beautiful. How beautiful.
Oh, yeah. I mean,
and it's kind of deadly if you're unlucky.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Only if you've done something.
Well, if it had been Africa with the African elephants, yeah, that's really dangerous. The Indian elephants are a little more passive and a little more used to people.
Right.
Yeah, well, generally the rule of thumb is if you leave critters alone, they'll leave you alone.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
But if they feel threatened, you never know. But it's true. I was thinking about the African.
I can imagine
the African elephants are the larger ones, right?
The African elephants are.
Yeah, they have larger ears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Both male and female have tusks. Whereas with the Indian elephants, the females don't develop tusks. They have the smaller ears. Instead of the African elephants have a concave back, whereas Indian elephants have a convex back, and they're not as large as the Africans. So they're you see them primarily in zoos and like the circuses and things like that, because they're much easier. They're much more docile than the African elephants are.
Yeah.
So.
Just so everyone knows, I got the link right this time, guys. I posted link about 3-4 times.
Oh, excellent! Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, tonight we got Poe on to go at 9:30, guys.
Got quite a few things have happened. We've got going to be talking about the Russian MiG that crashed here yesterday at the air show.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Wow.
And
I
then
didn't hear that. Wow.
Of course, Roscoe's going to be joining me for the live stream tonight, so we're going to be talking about animal control and law enforcement.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's they were doing a performance. I'd seen the MiG-23. It's a variant of a U.S. style of fighter jet, fighter bomber, and they were doing an air show performance. They did it all weekend here, and they were flying out over the lake that's near the airport, and they don't know what happened yet, but creepy and witness. Yeah, it was MiG-23. And my understanding is a friend of mine was in the back seat of it, and they had to eject. There were no injuries.
No.
That was going to be my question.
Yeah, they eject you. They actually have phone video of the ejections from the jet during the show, and so I'm going to be talking. Of course, with the fact that I love aviation, and my Chad and I have talked about it a few times. I'm actually been working on a new project, and I've just gotten pretty much the go ahead from a couple of places. We're just waiting to get everything finished out on it, but going to be making a half scale replica of one of our current U.S. fighter jets. That's an actual flyable plane. So
wow.
Awesome.
Going to be like remote.
That's awesome.
No, I'll actually be in it and fly it. So,
Wow.
Nice.
they just came out with some new rules. Well, the FAA is getting ready to break out with some new rules for what's called a light sport pilot category. You can get your pilot's license at about half the time as you would with a recreational or a private pilot's license. And they're opening up. There's not going to be any restrictions on what kind of engine you have in it, because now they have so many electric engines. They're advancing the weights on them. You could only have 1,240 pounds or 1,340 pounds maximum weight with pilots and fuel. So they're taking that up to over, I think it's over 3,000. They may do away with the weight limit on that. And, still we're going to cap out at 240 knots on the true airspeed on it for a maximum airspeed. So I'm looking at making about a half scale replica of a current fighter jet that is going to be jet powered, and we're going to stay at under 200 miles an hour, but complete ground up build, proof of concept. So
is it going to be single? Is it going to be a single occupancy or
a single? Yeah, when you knock them down that much, it's hard to add in that second seat in there and still make it a viable replica of it.
Wow.
Oh,
Very
yeah,
cool.
yeah, creepy. I remember that. I was actually at Selfridge for that incident when that happened. I was at the I think it was the Grand Rapids Air Show where the jet truck exploded.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, my father, almost my entire life, my father was a pilot. He was certified to fly up to twin engine jet aircraft. And he flew vintage warbirds. He had 2 actual Russian vintage fighters that he flew. And then, towards the end of his life, he was actually in the process of rebuilding a French-made Sipacat Jaguar, which is a twin-engine jet used by both the French and the RAF. It's a Mach 1.5 fighter jet, twin-engine, beautiful plane. So.
It's so amazing to see the progression in the military planes.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, I
mean,
think about it. We're talking, 70 years ago, 80 years ago, they were flying twin engine, they were flying biplanes with radial engines with less than 40 horsepower. Now we have jets that are able to reach Mach 3, and very vectored thrust, and have a greater thrust to weight ratio. They can actually sit in midair and just
and just hang. Yeah.
So, and if you see some of the Russian jets out there with the vectored thrust and the things that they're able to do, it's insane. So, and creepy. Yeah. A good guy I know named Will Ward actually has a MiG-21, MiG-17, and a MiG-23 in his current lineup of planes. He's talking about actually coming back and doing he was in the plane that crashed and it wasn't his, but he's talking about coming back and getting into the air show circuit himself. So
one of my granddads was a fighter pilot in the war, and then my other worked on
Spitfire or Hunter.
I don't know. He never really spoke about it. He was an interesting guy. Let's just say that. Yeah. And then my other granddad, he was on an aircraft carrier out in the Japanese seas around Japan.
You ain't getting me on no boats. No.
He would be the one to take the. I don't really know what you call, but sort of the stoppers, I suppose, like from the planes.
Oh, the chocks.
Chocks. He was on the air.
Pull them out.
He was what we call an Airedale.
Yeah.
In the Navy, you got bubbleheads. Those are submariners. You got squids. That's what I was, a squid. And then you got the ground pounders, which are the CBs. That's the construction battalion and the Marines. And then you've got Airedales, which is the air wing.
Interesting.
Yeah, see, for us in the Army, anybody who was in the Navy is called a squid. But it's not mean. It's friendly stuff between the different branches.
Oh yeah, I totally get it.
The one thing I wish that we had in the Army, I don't know about with you in the Navy, is the camaraderie of the Marines. That whole Semper Fi.
My grandpa was a Marine. He was my grandpa on my mom's side was. That's cool. He
That's my great granddad's medals, Pip and Squeak,
Wow.
from the
What?
First World War.
Whoa,
Wow.
those are
That's amazing.
that is
Impressive,
freaking awesome.
Cheryl.
Thank you. My uncle has all my granddad's medals, so
Well,
I can't show them, unfortunately.
that's
Well, we
actually
wasn't in the war, so.
So when my grandfather
Hey,
passed
Jenny.
away,
Oh wow.
Oh,
There's
you got his flag?
yeah,
Wow.
Oh,
you know,
yes.
Oh.
Oh,
my
interesting.
grandmother wanted me to have it instead of giving it to, anybody else. She's the one person. I'm the one person she thought should have it. So
That's
Did-
so
did-
nice.
Did they present it to her, or did they present it
Beautiful.
to you at the funeral?
yeah, he had full military,
Yeah, 'cause
military recognition.
The reason I asked is when I actually had to do that when I went to shore duty, and it was one of the most fulfilling parts of my duties to go and honor our my fellow veterans and stuff doing that. And the one time I actually said the spiel and presented the flag, the woman I almost broke down because the woman is an older lady. It was a very touching moment. But
That's the bad point about the military is we send far too many young people to their graves.
well, this was an older gentleman.
Oh, they don't even know.
Mhm.
Yeah, but
I like to-
it's
Sorry.
not about them. It's about the military-industrial complex and its ability to
Yeah.
keep raising money. So
Yeah,
I-
which
I have a
we
little
were-
question for you.
okay.
Because it's a huge thing in Sweden. Are you at all updated on the NATO thing?
I'm a bit perplexed about the fact that we still had NATO and it was trying to expand, because the NATO was in a direct reaction to Russia and its allies, and an effort to stop another what happened in World War II with that current country that grew into power.
Yeah.
And once the Cold War was over with, why NATO decided that not only was it not going to disband, but they were going to try to strengthen their numbers.
Control
And
everything.
They
a
knew
lot of
something
different-
else was coming.
Well,
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
One of the
and
things is an unstable Russia. I guess a
Well,
lot of the military
you know-
planners and stuff like that were still in the Cold War mentality.
Yeah, but Sweden has been ally free for 200 years.
Right.
200 years without, which is why we weren't part of the First World War. We weren't part of the Second World War, and we have very much, as a nation, prouded ourselves on not being
Yeah,
allies.
Yes.
Yeah,
But-
they're getting ready to join NATO, aren't they?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
decided last year, if I'm not last year, a bit over a year ago, that we were going to join NATO along with Finland. And then, of course, Turkey. I'm not going to name the person, but he's an asshat, if you ask me. Not because of this, but because of other things. He's an asshat. Put a stop to it. And now we have been okayed to join. The funny thing is that when we were to join, every single party in Sweden, political party in Sweden, was pro joining, and that has never ever happened. I mean, it's been talked about it previously, but the vast majority has said no.
That's what I was gonna ask.
And now when we have been okayed, it's gone like a year, so people are not as much up in arms over the Ukraine war, which I think they should be, because it's still going on. It's not getting better. And now they are kind of like, Yeah, but is it really such a good idea?
What I will say, because people don't want us to get into this, and I don't want to get into it either, but there's a lot of other reasons why Ukraine even happened that is not that is, you know, sort of a bigger political thing.
Yeah, and I'm not. I was
you know, and there's
mostly.
plenty of other wars going on around the world. So you know,
I was
sort of
mostly
why are
interested
they
in.
not? Why are they
Sorry.
not being publicised? You know, it's sort of like there's plenty of things that we can be like, why is that getting more coverage over another one? And it's, you know, sort of it's
Destiny.
Hey, Destiny.
whatever
I
whatever they want as a subject. You know, that's all it is. It's nothing like that one's more important over the other. It's just whatever they want to publicise.
I was mostly interested in hearing because it's a huge thing for us, but I have no idea, and there is obviously no reporting on. Is this even talked about in U.S. news?
Well, I personally wouldn't know too much because.
And I'm not talking about Ukraine. I'm talking about Sweden. And Finland joining NATO, primarily Sweden.
The first time I ever heard, because back in late 2016, I cut myself off from the world.
Yeah.
So you know, I'm not up on current news, but the only time I heard, the first time I heard about this situation, you ever heard of a guy named Simon Whistler?
Yes, of course. He's 98% of YouTube. Yeah.
yeah. He does some really good videos on that. I think it's on either his side projects or one of those. Oh, he does so many damn channels. But yeah, that's the first time, and I hadn't heard anything since just now what you were talking about. So I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. It's I hadn't been keeping up with a lot of the news or any of the politics myself. To me, it's just, it doesn't matter which side you're on. They're both doing the same thing. It's all about getting as much money as possible out of the people.
100% agree. Yeah. I gave up on Swedish news and especially Swedish politics a long time ago because I only got depressed or so fucking mad I wanted to do things you shouldn't do, and I wouldn't do.
It's very overwhelming, isn't it, when you feel like you have no control over anything?
Yeah, and it's like the simplest things just here in the city where I live, where money are spent on idiotic projects, and I'm like, if I'm
bureaucracy,
the simple me, and it's like these people just want their name in the book, and like. If it's a good thing or bad thing,
a lot of times when you have a politician that's trying to push something through, like a big project, a big money project, things like that, it's because either they're a family member or a friend or someone who's going to kick money back to them is getting a chunk of it.
Yeah, they're getting big campaign contributions and all that other crap, like the dark money crap we have here and all that stuff. Yeah, it's
we don't have that, but it ended with, because I'm still very interested in I used to be very up to date with politics and news and stuff. And earlier this year I realized I don't know the name of our the Minister of State.
Wow.
I do now. But and that horrified me, because that's not just keeping up, that's being completely out of the loop. But I know a ton about the US because that's been my new project to follow.
Well, we're finding that we have a lot of bureaucrats who are unelected people that finally the US Supreme Court is making a decision on it called the Chevron. And basically what it said was it allowed a lot of these bureaucratic agencies where people are not elected, they allowed them to basically set their own laws, like at the ATF or the FBI or the DOJ. They could enact certain rules or policies that were basically, you were allowed to arrest someone put them in prison for violating this rule or policy. And the Supreme Court is knocking that down because they're basically coming in as non-elected officials and doing the job of the legislature, which are supposed to be making our laws.
Yeah,
So,
that's a direct violation of the Constitution.
Brandy.
Hey, could you pull up Joe McCoy's comment? The one he goes.
the small town one.
Yeah.
You know, and here's what's interesting is the part is I
Hi,
work.
Brandy.
Hey, Brandy.
Hi,
Thanks for coming.
Brandy.
Oh,
to see
where are you going,
you.
Brandy? Nice
Hi.
to see you.
Good night.
I'm gonna go do dinner and stuff. Y'all have a good night.
Okay.
You too.
Smoky more.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, because you know that I kind of identify with him there because I'm from a small town. You know, definitely. Well, we got more traffic now than we did when I was growing up. But
I've found that in a lot of small towns they have a very old boy kind of network going with them.
oh yeah,
In the politics where you have just, I mean, we have some where you have husband and wife have both been in charge of the city. Husband was mayor, then the wife was mayor, or the wife is the deputy clerk, and things like that. And you watch these folks that are just getting absolutely rich off these small towns, and no one even blinks an eye at it.
yeah, they here in my part of this. Well, here in Arkansas. This area, we moved in here when I was 1 year old. So I've been I'll put it in quotes, an outsider all my life here because you had these landed. I wouldn't say gentry, but the farmers, the big cattle ranchers, and all that stuff around here. But that's actually been changing because more people have been moving in. The old folks have been dying off, and their heirs don't want to farm. So we have a lot. There's houses going up out here all the time. Like we have a Dollar General right down the street from me, and that was unfathomable when I was growing up. So
yeah.
That's how my town is.
Yeah, that's how it is here. When we first moved here, it was very rural. You didn't see a lot of people. You knew your neighbors. Now houses are just popping up everywhere, but they're not. They're $500,000 homes.
They're huge.
Yeah, they. To me, we look at them. We're like, that is the most out of place thing I've ever seen. Why do you need a 10-bedroom home for just two people?
Yeah, here's a lot of small family homes that have been going on.
Yeah. As for Aaron's question, I don't know if I could or not. I haven't looked at that test in a lot of years. And quite honestly, I have removed myself from a lot of stuff to do with anything political or anything like that. So there's a lot of it that's over my head with it nowadays.
John Roberts. I like politics.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Pete.
I like politics. I like history, and it's politics and history are intertwined and stuff like that. But yeah, it's Chief Justice John Roberts.
So, Poet, you said you were born in a small town, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Why would you couldn't even call it a town? It was on the outskirts in an unincorporated area. So
did you have a stoplight?
What's an unincorporated area?
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
We had a gas station with a henny penny chicken inside there. So
one-stop shopping.
For Claire and Deviant, that was a very big down south kind of thing. It was henny penny chicken.
Henny penny chicken. I haven't heard of that one.
Do you live in that same small town?
No. That's down in Kentucky. I live in Michigan now, so I went from henny penny chicken to Coney Islands with the hot dogs with chili. So
very much so, yeah.
Joe, I got you beat. We got less than 300. We got about 300 in my town.
Wow.
And I graduated with 13 people, including myself.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. Everybody knew everybody.
Yeah, I had 63. I thought that was small.
Oh, no.
You live in a big town. Look at you.
Oh, yeah. You are high class urban going.
To give you an idea, when I was 9 years old and got bit by the copperhead on my left hand,
Ouch.
It took almost 45 minutes
I
for
told
my
you.
grandfather, who was the sheriff of the county, to get me to the hospital in a county sheriff's car.
Oh,
Yeah,
jeez.
Yeah, the nearest hospital is
That
25
scares
minutes
me.
away. Yeah,
Yeah.
the nearest hospital is 25 minutes away from me.
Yeah. Creepy knows what I'm talking about with the Detroit style conies.
Okay.
There, those are the good stuff.
Yes, I do like to take a
Hey,
trip to
fantastic.
Detroit. We don't.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Ooh, that's
It's
Sound-
old school.
yeah, but it's hurting right now.
Yes.
It's starting to come back, and I'm glad to see the revitalization. But it's a lot of gentrification kind of
Yeah.
revitalization.
Yes.
Yeah,
it is.
that's the bad part in some areas.
I
Yeah,
can't
like-
tell you how many apartment buildings there are that are
But the
just big
history
metal
is-
frames with storage units shoved into
Yeah.
them.
Yeah, in
The-
downtown.
The metal shipping containers.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the downtown Conway area. Conway's the nearest. It's now probably got 40,000 people in it, but they're doing that to the old downtown. And yeah, it'd take you probably get an apartment there for $1,200-$1,500 a month. When I 20 years ago, when I left the Navy, the apartment I was living in, I was paying, me and my roommates were paying under $200 a month.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
Detroit's getting back there. They're doing a lot of downtown stuff, but my problem with it is, like I said, it's a lot of gentrification kind of stuff. I prefer
Right.
to be
This
over-
is doing this over here, and this is doing this over here.
we're,
And
we're an artisan pickle shop,
yeah.
and a pickle costs $15. You know, that kind of stuff.
Oh.
And you got all
Yeah.
the little.
Welcome to London.
Oh,
That's all you can afford.
yeah,
Wow.
I just like the I like the eel pies, and I like the fish and chips there. So well, the bangers and mash and the mushy peas. So
Can't
Yeah.
beat them.
Well, that is sort of the fun part of when you have new things coming in. There's new things to try, especially being in a rural area, right?
Yeah,
You
it's a
look at the-
double-edged sword.
yeah,
Right. 100%.
because it's losing the
100%.
soul of what Detroit is. And you have areas in Detroit where you have people that have lived there their entire lives that are in their 70s and have never left their own neighborhood.
I know.
Oh,
And so
And
they-
you can tell when you look at the houses, right? You can tell which ones have had the people that have been there forever taking care of their house, their yard, and all that.
well, that's what's really amazing is you can be on a street and every third house is burnt out. Every second house is abandoned, and then right in the middle of it is a house worth $1 million.
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, right in the middle of what would be considered a crack hood.
Right.
And you'll have that older man and older woman that live there, and they take immaculate care of their property,
Yeah.
and they, just beautiful people. But for a long time, the only way that people went to the store was they went to the Parady store down on the corner. They never left their neighborhood. They couldn't
Yeah.
get fresh vegetables. They couldn't get fresh foods. Everything was quick serve kind of stuff.
Right.
And
Processed.
yeah. So, you're taking that, and then you have these folks that are moving in, and they're gentrifying these neighborhoods, and they're essentially pushing these folks out of their own neighborhoods. And it's taking the soul away from it. I mean, one of the things I used to love to talk about was when I was, on patrol, I would stop, and if I saw an elderly person on their porch, I'd stop and talk to them, just see how their day's going.
Yeah.
And I actually ran into a woman one time that was 100 years old.
Wow.
And her stories were amazing. And that's the thing is, you're not going to find her now in these neighborhoods because she's been pushed off into a nursing home or something like that, and she's just left there to die. Whereas with
that's
the old
sad.
neighborhoods, she was actually like the grandmother of the neighborhood. Everyone went to for
People-
advice. And
People cared.
yeah.
Yeah.
So, I think that's something I really hate about, like, with the movement of the internet and everything, is it seems that everybody's so focused on what's ahead, no one looks back.
I
Yeah.
know.
There's so little respect for our elders and the people who built the communities we live in.
And that's something.
True.
When you guys were talking earlier, I remember Poet, and you guys were talking about the AI.
Is it visible?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, 8 points. There are people that do fish for eels here in the U.S. It's not a very big thing though. It's specialized. I'd say catfish fishing is more popular than eel fishing.
Yeah,
very
yeah.
nice. Thank you.
Everybody gets
Yeah, very nice.
Wow, that is very nice, Steven.
They do eels in the UK.
I don't know if that eel would be something. I'm not much of a seafood person, considering I was in the Navy, and all that stuff.
Oh, I'm a monster seafood guy.
The way I like fish, I like to go to a pond, catch it, bring it home, prep it, eat it.
Oh, I love fishing. Love fresh seafood. Yeah.
And I don't fish, so but eels, that just doesn't sound appealing.
Eels are they have great flavor, but they have a huge amount of bones in them. They have to be cooked for a long time.
Yeah. Well,
that's crazy.
Well, the only British food I've ever had was in a British style franchise restaurant in San Antonio when I lived there.
Oh.
British style French restaurant.
Yeah, I forgot what it was. Royal something or other. It was actually pretty good food. Of course, I had bangers and mash, which was great.
Yeah.
But my dream, one of the things I wanted to do when I joined the Navy was go to Northern Europe. Didn't get a chance to. I was always in the Med. I've been all around the Med in that area. So hopefully soon I'll be able to fulfill that on my bucket list.
Oh, good.
Excellent.
Yes.
And creepy, unless you've had catfish done right, I can understand why you say yuck.
Yeah,
you get a good catfish that's been soaked in buttermilk overnight, and
you got to cook that stuff right.
Oh yeah,
you definitely have to cook that stuff right.
I agree with the fellas. Yeah.
Although my favorite fish is actually cold water crappie.
I like orange roughy.
What do we used to do? We used to go fishing during the wintertime here, actually.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And crappie are actually spawning and all that stuff. So, and it doesn't ice over here or anything like that. So we go get some bait, go out there. We'd be freezing our asses off, but it was pretty good.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
And Witness, you got to remember, Witness and who was it saying that they were both bottom feeder creepy? You got to remember that every fish that's out there has mercury in it. They have all these contaminants, microplastics in them, things like that.
Oh, don't.
You eat oysters, you eat any kind of shellfish,
Cool
and
mussels
they're
and
bottom
oysters.
feeders.
Yeah.
We had a problem here.
Shrimp.
Well, the law of unintended consequences.
Yeah. But they filter all that stuff out, and that's why you have like what's called the mud vein in a shrimp and other kinds
that's
of
why
fish.
you don't eat the poop.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And so the thing is it's all in how it's prepared and who cleaned it. It's like if you go to a sushi house and they offer you puffer fish, only like a quarter of an inch of that puffer fish is edible. The rest of it's toxic.
I know. I just
it's
stay
all
away.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm one of those. I'll eat anything. I eat some bugs in Asia and
I imagine
snake and all that.
I've had chicken feet.
What's that?
I've had chicken feet.
Oh yeah, chicken feet are great.
My aunt is from Hong Kong, so she introduces me to all these things.
Oh yeah.
One of my dear friends is Puerto Rican, and chicken feet are a big deal.
Yeah. Sinfully, everything that you've got on there, and then add everything else out of the ocean. I'll eat it. So
hey, 4 minutes, guys.
No.
Okay. Oh, cool.
I know we're out of fun. I'll play on extra.
We're having a good conversation, and Chad has to pop in like it's your live stream or something.
Well, he is the chat father, so
Yeah.
Don't forget, everyone. Poe on the go, 9:30 Clearwater.
Yeah, got a whole bunch going on with that one. We got of course, I was talking about the crash of the MiG jet that was performing here in Michigan. Going to be making an announcement on my project I'm coming up with, and then Roscoe's joining me as we talk about how law enforcement deals with animal control situations. So,
do you have something to
love
protect his little ears?
Who, Roscoe?
Yeah.
Nah,
so he doesn't get scared.
Right.
Oh, no,
hardcore.
I keep the volume down enough. It doesn't bother him. He sits there and
he's
just hugs
so
on to me
sweet,
and just looks away, so Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
a good
a
dog.
beautiful dog. when
He
he's
doesn't
on
need to hear
stream.
this crap.
No.
Oh, and
But
What?
people love Roscoe so much, I got to have him on. So.
Yes,
Of
he's
course.
What's that, poet?
yeah, this coming Sunday, me and Miss J are getting together at 10 o'clock, and we're going to go over Samuel Taylor Coleridge. If anybody's interested,
Okay.
it'll be 10 o'clock Central Time, 11 o'clock a.m. Clearwater Time, and 4 o'clock UK time.
Excellent. And
Nice.
Wednesday at 8 o'clock, Chad and I are going to be doing another car talk. What was
Yep.
this one about, Chad?
This one's about. I've been looking forward to this because it's about specialty movie cars.
Yeah,
and
the
you
cars
guys
that
should
make
see-
Hollywood.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys should see the thumbnail. He put me in the Knight Rider
that's
car.
what it said.
Yeah, does that say,
It was
did you
very-
like that?
I seen that. I love that. Yeah.
I love
So,
it.
Yeah, and then Friday I'm going to be talking about politicians and elected officials and bureaucrats behaving badly when they're stopped by the police. There's
That should
some
be
great
fun.
video out there from someone who's running for United States Congress to a chief of police who makes a complete a-hole of himself in a situation. And it's amazing how people act if they think they're in a position of authority when they get stopped by the police. So it's going to be good. But I'm going to
Yes.
slide on out of here and start
Yeah.
getting ready for my
Jesus.
stuff tonight. I got to start moving. What we got there, Claire?
So I was just gonna say, I'm the ethical tailor on YouTube, and sometimes
Excellent.
I paint.
Cool.
I love it.
Nice. I love it.
Yeah.
But I don't have anything else planned. But I do want to do others in the evening at UK time. This
Hey,
week,
Juliana.
just going to be doing my
Julie.
alterations. But do go back and check the live that I did just before this one, where I talk you through threading up a sewing machine.
Excellent. Excellent.
Ooh.
Yeah. You can help me with mine. Mine keeps as the threads feeding through. You know how you take it off of the what do they call it? The spool at the
The
top.
spool on top, yeah.
Once it goes down the first channel and comes back up, somewhere in there it keeps snagging.
Could be that your tension is too tight.
Okay.
Do the little wheel to make it sort of about kind of like 4 or 5,
Okay.
and then see how it goes through.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Yeah. Well, it's about a 30-year-old sewing machine too. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
It could well need to have a cling as well.
Okay.
But getting inside that bit is a bit harder.
All right, folks. Well, I'm going to step out of here. Thank you all for letting me join you, and you all have a good evening now.
Same
Bye.
here.
So, see you later.
Hi.
Yeah,
Take
see y'all
care.
later.
And
See you
Bye-bye.
later.
Bye.
See you in the chat.
Bye.
bye.
Yes, we did it.
Bye,
Good
everyone.
work. What's going on?
Everybody.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Are you kicking us both out?